Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Rita Young with the new organization called Participant Directed Advocates of Georgia, and I'm here with Mitzi Profit. And we're going to tell you a little bit about our organization, but first, we're going to let folks join us. So we have a few folks joining that I can see, and we'd love for you to tell us as you're joining what city you're watching us from and what region you're in. Okay. Tammy's saying hi, Mitzi. Hey there, Angela. Okay, great. So you all can hear us. We are at dusk at 6 o'clock. So we've got some interesting lighting going on here, but still we're so happy. Thank you, Tammy from the Valdosta area. Wonderful. So let us know where you are watching from. And welcome, everyone. We're excited to tell you about a new association that we've started that's been in the works for about 3 years. So we'll get started in just a bit. I promise we will not keep you very long. We just want to tell you a little bit about how the organization started and what we have planned for year one. All right, we have folks from Marietta. Hi, Janet. Janet knows about the support broker, Mitzi, so we'll talk a little bit about that too. Tori from
Jane Grillo's on here, way up there.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yes. Hey, Jane.
I cannot see her on mine. Okay. Oh, there she is. Transition Tuesdays. I see you. Hi, Jane. Region 1. Okay. So, folks, we're going to wait just one more minute. It is 6:01. So we'll wait till 6:02. Sometimes it takes folks a little bit of time to enter the chat. And we are live. So you're talking with us live. And if you're not familiar with YouTube, you can post your comments in the chat. We see them here to our right. If you post them under the video description, which I know is a little confusing, we will see them, but we'll just see them after our talk this afternoon. Welcome, Charlene. Charlene is one of the PDAG board members from the Columbus area. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, we've got Augusta in the house too. Okay. One more minute or so. Let's see who else joins us. Okay, so it looks like we have representation from all across the state this evening. We are going to go ahead and jump in. We have Alpharetta, Decatur. Okay, yes. Hi, Debbie. We're going to just go ahead and get started. My name is Rita Young, and I am very pleased to tell you about a new organization that Mitzi and I have started called Participant Directed Advocates of Georgia. Our mission is to advocate and support the ongoing sustainability and the core principles of the self-direct model. And this organization has formed organically out of a work group of families that came together almost 3 years ago. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and then turn it over to Mitzi to introduce herself, and then we'll tell you how we got started, and then we'll go from there. So my name is Rita Young, and I have been self-directing for my 2 sons with autism for about 12 years. I also have worked in the developmental disabilities field in the arena of training and advocacy, leadership development for the last couple of decades, a lot longer than I'd like to imagine. So probably 20 plus or so years. And so I managed and directed a program called Partners in Policymaking, which you might have heard of, and also directed a training program for law enforcement on the needs of individuals with developmental disabilities. And that was my nonprofit work. Then I went off on my own and worked as a project consultant for organizations like state agencies, nonprofits, producing and implementing training programs. And as a result of that, I'll tell you how we got connected with another dad on a topic that we both were talking about to folks at the state level. So that's a little bit about me. I'm from the North Fulton area. I'm very happy to be here, and I'll turn it over to Mitzi to introduce herself.
So I am Mitzi Prophet, and I am in Brooklet, Georgia, which is about 45 minutes this side of Savannah. I have a 29-year-old that has a developmental disability. We have been participant directing since Joshua was 3, but that was in another state for 10 years, and then we moved to Georgia in 2005. So it took us 8 years to get the waiver. So we did the good old waiting list thing and learned the bumps. And then about the same time Rita got the waiver, I think we did too. And probably, if any of you know me, you probably know me for working at Parent Defender of Georgia, so for 15 years. And then I have been working with Rita on this project and decided that I wanted to leave the educational side. And I love Participant Direct. I live this life, and it's fun. Most days there's so much to it, but this project is just really what I love. And we have a lot of stuff we need to do in Georgia, and this is our passion. So we want to, there's so many parents across the state that do Participant Direct. So this is it. So this is the new baby. So we got lots to share.
Yeah, thank you, Mitzi. And we'll tell you how we were born, how this baby was born. I do want to shout out to Rena Harris, who is also in the chat, and she is one of our board members for PDEC. Yes. So thank you, Rena, for joining us. So about 3 years ago, I asked one of our state leaders in DD what is going to happen to self-direct families when we pass, what's going to happen with our adult offspring. And he said, I have another parent that's asking me the same question. So he connected us. And as a result of that connection, we started a project with a small group of families to research the idea of sustainability in the self-direct model. So we talked with individuals at the national level. We talked with people from other states, and we really couldn't find anyone that has found a solution to this particular issue. So again, who is going to take over the baton when we pass it, either because we are no longer on this earth or we are physically not able to administer the model anymore. And so we've been, again, researching, coming up with our own ideas over the last 2.5 years, engaging folks around the state in this work group, and decided that we wanted to create an association to continue this work. So one of the things that we discovered and that we would like to bring to Georgia is a new role called support broker, to help that family with that difficult transition, to help them with the hiring, training, et cetera. And we're going to go into much more detail on this. We have a full presentation that won't be tonight, but we're planning some in-person events this spring. And so we'll tell you more about that support broker role. In our minds, it would be optional. So it's not something that you would have to do. But again, as we think about, all of us are getting older, folks. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it, right? And I love this model, but what's next? And personally, I've never used the traditional model, and we need that. We need that model, right? It's an option, but I've never used it, and my sons are incredibly used to doing whatever they want, whenever they want. So to have that freedom change would be a difficult transition. And so that's a little bit about how we came together, and you'll hear more about this support broker role that we'll be advocating for in the next few months, right? And also we want to thank the sponsor of this particular project. So DBHDD has been incredibly helpful in funding this project. So I wanted to shout out to the folks at DBHDD. Thank you so much for your collaboration and partnership, and we appreciate you. So that's a little bit of how we got started. I want to tell you, thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate it. It is exciting and needed. There are roughly 3,300 families that self-direct in Georgia. Did you all know that? We're a large group. So roughly around 3,000 or so approximately are now comp. So this project will be now comp families at self-direct. and also individuals with disabilities that self-direct in the Independent Care Waiver Program. So folks that have physical disabilities. We also, one of our board members is on the ICWP, and we want to include those families as well. So we're one big group and one large association. We will be of over 3,000. So that's exciting. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter. If you have not received our newsletter, the reminder for today's YouTube chat, and we send out our first newsletter last week. We want you to be sure to be a part of that mailing list. If I can post it really quickly while I'm talking to you, I will. Let's see if I can do that. No, I don't have it. Okay. I may have to do a little switcheroo for a second. But anyway, so you will receive a quarterly newsletter giving you news and updates on Participant Direct in Georgia. We may include in the future some news from other states. And by the way, there are other states that have associations like this one. Mitzi and I were talking with the folks in North Carolina last week. They just started an association. Maryland has one. Rhode Island has one, Ohio, as well as I think Michigan too. So we are super excited that we've been able to network with other states. So quarterly newsletter. We're also planning regional meet and greets in person. So we're having a virtual one tonight, but this spring we invite you to come with your family member. It will not be a long event. It'll be an hour. We'll have some refreshments. You'll get to hear more about the support broker role, more about us, and we'd love to meet you and do some networking at the local level. So if you can attend that, we would absolutely love to have you. And then in the late summer, early fall, we're going to be hosting the very first Participant Direct TED conference in Georgia. And we will be in person. And since we are statewide and we have folks everywhere, we will more than likely host that in the Macon area. And it will be a long conference from say 10 to 4, where you can come in, learn more about self-direct, brush up on your skills. I know I certainly need that. And so in our next newsletter, we will also probably ask folks what are some topics that they would like to hear at that conference. We're going to start to organize that in March. Okay, we also currently we have a website. It's a web page for now. So we want you to at pda-ga.org. That's also, we'll be expanding that, of course. For right now, that's just an intro and tells you a little bit about the organization. And then, so in the first year, we will communicate with everyone, since there are so many of us, by email. So again, be sure to get on our email list if you are not. On YouTube, so subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And then also check out our website. We're going to be making some updates to it and expanding it. Again, we're just getting started. We started officially October the 1st. Okay. All right, Mitzi.
So someone is asking, how do you get on the newsletter?
Okay, I have it right here, actually. Copy.
And they're also asking to repeat the website again. So she probably will be able to share the website link.
Yeah. Okay, I am sharing the landing page. So you are invited to fill out the information on that landing page. And then also I am sharing the website. There we go. Okay. So folks, tell me, what do you think so far? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Deborah says, can you please repeat the independent? For folks with physical disabilities, there's a waiver called the Independent Care Waiver Program, or ICWP. So we're including in this association now COMP on the developmental disability side, and also ICWP. Any questions or reactions? We'd love to hear from you. Another way that we are getting involved with families is Mitzi and I have started attending. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. Started attending the new family PD trainings that DBHDD hosts twice a month.
Yeah.
So Mitzi just attended one this week, and I went last month. And so we are looking for ways to add value. I think it's a really good training, but to add value from a practical perspective. So from a family member's perspective, to tell you how we actually implement it. So just know that we will be hopefully doing that in the coming months as well. Okay. So Elizabeth, we are working all of that out, but hopefully, yes, but not anytime today or tomorrow. Imagine, as we all know, government works really slowly. It's not one of the things. So we've been literally almost 3 years working on this.
A lot of behind the scenes work that goes on that's so slow and time consuming, but we will tell you that we're on it. We're going to continue on it, and we need y'all. That's the one reason why this is so important. We need the 3,000 plus families to help us and across the state. So that's why this is so important. We are a lot of voices. So
we absolutely are. And towards the end of the summer, early fall, we'll also be developing some offerings for families that, again, you can opt into and become a member. Formal member. Yes.
So look at the numbers that Rena put up on there, Rita. That's very mind-blowing.
Yes, there are 13,000, between 13,000 and 14,000 people on the Now Comp.
Yes.
So roughly 3,000 or so are self-direct. So we're about 25%, but growing. So folks, when I went to the training in Morrow last month, it was a full house. So there must have been about 50 people there. Okay. Yes, Tori, we have learned, some of us have learned the hard way, right? Trial and error. And I bet, Tori, you have some good hiring stories like I do, and Mitzi does as well. So, maybe one day we talk about those, but not tonight. But we've certainly had some experiences.
So Debbie Dodd has a question. She said, out of the 33 individuals, do you know what percentage of these are total individuals are on the waiver?
Right. So out of 3,300, roughly 3,000-ish are Now Comp, and the rest are ICWP. Yep. Is that what you're asking, Debbie? Yeah. Okay.
So when we were told yesterday, was it maybe or earlier, there's 7,900 on the waiting list. So Rena, you might confirm that's the number too, since we were like, wow, so there's a lot of people. So we know this is going to be growing either way. So Georgia needs it. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's great to network with other states to know how they're doing things as well. And so one more thing, and then I will let you all go. It is 6:18.
Yes.
So in April, we are going to be presenting at a virtual conference that you're welcome to register for as well on self-direction. We'll be on a panel with folks from Maryland and New York, specifically on what happens to parents after we pass to this particular model, so to the self-direct model. So we're going to be on a panel discussing that. I'm really excited. That's going to be April 30th, I believe, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and it will be online. So we'll send you out in our next newsletter if you would like to participate in that. You are welcome to join us. Yes, the links will be on the newsletter.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Yes, Elizabeth says we've learned to be patient with waiver services.
We're recording the person conference.
We haven't decided that yet, but everything's on the table, Debbie. So thanks for that idea. Appreciate that. And with that, thank you all for joining us. We will absolutely be in touch. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and subscribe to our email list. That's the best way that you're going to get information from us. So thank you so much, and you all have a great rest of your evening. All righty.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye.